Welcome to Book Talks, from books to Botox and everything in between. We hope you enjoy. We're just girls. Jenny's obsessed with gypsy rose.
Skincare treatments to and not to do during the summer.
I'm not a dark romance girly.
Love you guys.
Hello.
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 Welcome back.
Welcome to Book Talks.
We're back.
Happy Thursday. But it's Monday for you.
Monday for listeners. Happy
Yes.
week.
You guys
How
are at the end of a work day. How are you
Ooh,
feeling?
ooh. Good. I feel like my work days kind of give me energy towards the end. It's like when you are so busy and then at the end of the day, you like can't
That
rest.
last like power hour, I'm like,
Yeah.
one more
Yeah.
patient. Let's
It's almost
go.
like serving. You go home and you have that feeling of like you need to keep like buzzing on.
Yeah.
Yeah, gives you a little boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I
like
get to hang out with friends. That's
I
the best
know.
part of like this. I'm like, at the
Exactly.
end of my day, I get to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
chat.
Get to chit
about the
chat.
fun things that we've been chatting, I guess, with our patients about all day, but now we get to chat with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the tea. How's everyone's life?
I
How's
know.
summer?
It's good. That's one thing though that I think coworkers don't like acknowledge often is that like we all work together, but because we're busy, we're like in our treatment rooms a lot. We like actually don't get to sit and talk.
No,
Yeah.
we really don't. We like talk so much to our patients too that when we do have breaks, no one's talking.
Yeah, it's true.
We're
Yeah,
like
it's like
resting.
charting
Or
or
our
dealing with work
breaks are so
things or,
different.
like,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah. So I know this is where our friendships really get to thrive.
Yeah, it
Heck
really
yeah.
is.
Speaking of friendships,
We're talking about Taylor Swift and why her friends do skim campaigns.
Like,
yeah, go.
Like, what is
if you like were like, who is the most girl's girl on this planet that would just ride or die for her friends and give up absolutely her whole life for her friends? No doubt in my mind, I'd say Taylor Swift.
I agree. So
And then why are her friends?
I don't know.
Not
And I think
reciprocating.
so. I will say with the Brittany Mahomes one, I think that she did the Skims campaign before
Their friendship.
their
Yeah.
Because,
friendship.
right, these campaigns have to have been created 6 months,
At least, right?
at least 6 months to a
Yeah.
year pre-release. And Britney's was Holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday launched like November. So, okay, yeah, you're right. It would have been like spring.
Well, what
Timeline,
about
yeah.
what about Sabrina Carpenter?
Sabrina's is hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, there's part of me that thinks like, get your bag. Like, you know what? Go get your money. If you want to represent Skims, go for it. But I'm also like,
I also have a feeling though that Taylor, say Sabrina and Taylor in this situation, I have a feeling that Sabrina probably goes to Taylor like, hey, I got offered to do the Skims campaign. What if Sabrina's friends with Kim also, or maybe like acquaintances? And I do see, because Taylor is such a girl's girl, being like, you know what? I'm not going to be that girl to tell you that
Yeah,
you
like,
can't
you
do
do
that or
you.
can't be friends with someone.
Right.
Like, do what you want to do.
Yeah, like, get your bag.
Exactly. I can't see her being that type of girl that's like, I don't like her, so you can't like her. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I agree with
Yeah.
that.
So,
And I do feel like with Sabrina and Taylor, it's almost like a little sister, big sister relationship.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Sabrina's like, 10 years younger than Taylor.
Yeah.
It's funny to me though how Skims is so cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Like, isn't it kind of interesting that these like huge celebrities like Lana Del Rey?
Yeah.
But also another,
Why is it so cool?
yeah.
It's
I mean,
underwear.
it is. It's underwear, and like it's kind of the new like trendy Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
I think it's because
like,
everything that the Kardashians brand is perfectly done.
It turns
I
to
won't say
gold.
everything because, Kim K has had a perfume line that has failed. I think Kylie's like lip line has failed.
Yeah.
But when they really, like, I don't know, she has branded
it's
it
for
so
sure
well.
Kim's biggest success.
Yes,
Agreed.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
And I
before
like the
now-
product, I will say.
I do too.
Yeah.
I have a few shirts.
Literally
I'm not
wearing it.
like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna hate on the product,
But
because
let's be honest though, like, where is this material coming from, and like, why is she charging so much for
I
music?
know.
Like, is it from a Shein factory? Like, let's be completely honest.
I feel like it can't be, right?
I don't know. We don't
have
know.
any of you ordered, like, I hate the word dupe and I think it gets
Yeah.
ruined, and so I don't want to say it, but have any of you used the knockoff?
No,
right?
I've
It is a
never.
knockoff.
Yeah.
Have any of you ordered like a knockoff from
No.
Amazon?
I haven't,
Me
but
neither.
I've seen people love it. Like, absolutely love it. They're like, it's the
Yeah.
same fabric, it's identical, like looking tag to tag. They're like, percentages are the same.
Yeah.
And it's half the price.
But every time I go order this, I'm like, why am I paying this much for basics?
I know.
I know.
But it's so worth it because the quality is great. But I want to know where. these
And
factories
and I
are.
have to hand it to Kim, her creative director for Skims. I
That's
hope
great.
paid a lot of money
Yeah,
Yeah,
killed
I
it.
agree.
because that's what like has almost made it so desirable.
Yeah.
I agree. That's how I feel about Rhode. Their marketing is top tier.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really.
I
good.
just, So go ahead.
No, I mean, I just am like, I kind of just feel for Taylor because I feel like it's like a lose-lose for her in the sense of like, if she was that girl that was like, no, don't go do it. Like, I hate Kim. Then like, she looks petty still. But I think deep down, like, obviously if Thank You Amy is really the song about Kim, like Taylor's not over it.
No.
I do feel like though that I saw a thing where Sabrina Carpenter was on the red carpet and also Kylie said hi to her.
Oh, so they're friends.
Yeah, so maybe she had a connection before.
I don't know, but still I'm like, that's also weird because like Taylor is so not against, but they're not on good terms with that family, you know? But writing that song, you saying that she's not over it, I also did see a clip from a long time ago where Taylor Swift had said, but Daddy, I love him. It was like in an interview. So what if she just wrote the song a long time ago and she like lets out her songs?
Like she wrote it when it was fresh.
Yes, but then what if she has like
a
a bunch of songs that she's written throughout her
No,
life?
and I do. And I do feel like this album kind of was like the loose ends of her journal put out in music.
Yeah.
Like that's
Agreed.
kind of what we got. And so people were so caught off guard that there were still songs about like, even some said like Harry songs. And like,
I think she pulls from the vault.
I think she pulls from like her journals from years ago.
I do.
So maybe the Thank You Amy songs from a long time ago.
Yeah, maybe it was after Kanye shaded her.
That was awful.
Have you guys seen all the
was
weird
awful.
things about Kim Kardashian recently? Like her on the Tom Brady roast where like one eye like will open.
I heard it was
Is she
some
okay?
other podcast was saying like, and it was a bunch of male comedians, so they were out of touch with like following Kim Kardashian, but saying that when she was there, they would have thought she was a robot. She didn't move.
Crazy.
Like she was like very up straight, proper.
And one
like,
eye was like
couldn't,
half
like,
open.
Yeah, like they were like, if you told me that was a robot of Kim, I would have believed you because she's just so like trained to like, oh, the public eye needs me to sit straight. I have to like. They said it was the weirdest thing seeing her there. Like,
I would love a full
acting weird.
study on Kim Kardashian.
I know.
Like, I would love a full study. Like, her as a human, there's so many things to break down about her. Like, it's insane.
I'll be honest, I don't love the Kardashians.
Yeah,
I know. I will say they're very successful in the things they do, but I don't think they have any true talent.
No.
There's nothing there, you know? Like,
I mean,
what
like,
do they do that's that
Chris works, you know, they say the devil works hard and Kris Jenner works harder. I just think that like I don't know. And
I
like
could see them being mean
the
girls,
beauty, I hate the beauty standard that they have put out.
Yeah.
I just like,
yeah. I do feel like they're starting to come back from it.
I do too.
Because I'm so mid with them. Like I don't love a lot of the things they do, but I still buy Skims and Kylie makeup, like all of the things. So I'm like, I can't.
I'm not anti.
Yeah, exactly. But like they put out, and Kylie said it too. She's like, yeah, we did the lips, the booties, the everything. We did plastic surgery and everything. And now that she became a mother, she's like, I want to undo it all. She's like, I don't think anyone should talk about anyone else's body. Like, just let women be women and let them think they're beautiful. And that's that. And do what you want with your body. And I was like,
yes, for sure. Yes. Except for it's a problem when you were telling people you naturally looked that way when you had done it all.
I've never had my lips done. They're like about to explode.
Yeah,
I saw a quote that was like, even if I have had plastic surgery, like I don't think women should be talking about it with other women. Shouldn't talk about other women. And I agree for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like also,
I think that if you are a celebrity and you've had plastic surgery, I think when you advertise, if you have a beauty brand or anything, you should have something that says like, I have gotten this done.
I know.
Like I really do. I truly believe it. These little
16-year-old girls,
Yes.
like who we were the lip. I mean, I was like a little older, but like the lip kit era.
Yes, people are trying to overline because they think that she didn't have lip filler. It's like, guys, you know,
I know.
There should
she
be a
had
warning.
surgery. She had a lip lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be a warning if you are going to have a beauty
filler.
brand and, you know, market these things and
So
say,
true.
you know, your Skims is what snatches you. Like, you need to put on the label. Like, I've also had a BBL.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is
Skims will make you snatched. And also, I had a BBL.
Literally, like, I got liposuction.
And Kim's life is unrealistic for everyone else.
Yeah.
Like Kim is with a personal trainer probably 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's not realistic for everyone else's life.
It's so true.
But I do agree with you, Ashley, that I'm really glad that at least they've come out and like are recognizing the wrongs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Do you guys think that it's really funny? I wonder how other countries look at this, but the Kardashians are like America's royal family.
Kind of.
It makes me sad for
Like,
America.
I wonder what people think. Like, they're probably like, what in the
know.
world, you know?
I wonder
It's
if that's
so
like a
crazy.
thing when you come to the U.S. Like it's like, oh, I want to go like buy Skims or
Yeah,
you know, like I
yeah,
wonder if
for
there's
sure.
that's like an American niche
It's
thing.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Ray J just was on an interview. Did we talk about this?
No.
He had said that he really regretted making the tape because he thinks that Kim Kardashian and like how famous she has gotten has ruined our generation. So
Ouch.
he said he regrets making the tape. And like,
Yikes.
I know. So I don't know, but
I mean, like,
I might
are
be-
there
go
a lot
ahead.
of people that don't regret making TikTok?
probably Kim because she's famous. She's
Like, is that
literally
still like
famous.
something you hold on your trophy
I
case?
don't know. I mean, I don't know. Chris and Kim probably do. They're probably like, it's probably in the back. Chris probably has an office and it's like on the
like
back.
playing on the
playing
TV.
on the, literally.
She's got like
She's
the
so
VHS
happy. Yeah.
on the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
But
Anyway.
moving to the opposite spectrum.
I was about to
Gypsy
say.
Rose.
Oh yes,
Jenny's
yes.
obsessed with Gypsy Rose.
I am. And like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the idea of her being away for 7 years in jail and like coming out and being so 2000s coded still is insane to me.
well, her
Yeah.
brain is that of like a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Have you
where
seen her
is she
reality
mentally?
show?
Like, what's
I
her
can't even-
maturity level?
Yeah, I can't even imagine. It's an interesting dynamic to watch her too because she had this horrible childhood, went through a lot of trauma with the trial and everything like that, and
Yeah.
then spent 7 years in prison. So I can only imagine where she is mentally.
Yeah.
Lockdown. Yeah.
And then she comes out of prison and is famous. Like
It is
famous,
instantly
famous.
like into this new world where like social media isn't even the same ball game it was 7
No.
years
Yeah.
ago.
So
and she's
she's
like
just-
top of the
Yeah.
game too. So she's
But she's
yeah.
just putting out the most outrageous stuff, probably because she doesn't really know how social media works now. That
Yeah.
I wonder if she has a PR person that tells her like you
She
can't
has
post that.
to.
I would
I'm wondering.
sure hope so.
In the
Did
beginning, she
her-
didn't.
Did her biopic come out during when she was in prison?
I think so, yeah.
Right? The
Yeah,
one
because she
that,
wrote a
like,
documentary.
who's the girl that
Or
was
wrote
in
a
it
book.
that's like
Biography.
super famous?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I don't know.
All I can see is her and her shaved head.
But
I
I,
was just looking at that
read this
picture.
comment that said it's really sad that we as, a society have put her on this pedestal because she is a criminal. Like she's a murderer, but what do you guys think? Like, I don't know.
I don't know either. I didn't watch any of the movies, and so I don't know like the extent of but Gypsy was also like a victim.
Yes.
I feel sad.
But did
for
she
her.
force her boyfriend to kill her mother?
I don't know. I mean, murder is never okay.
Never.
I shouldn't even say that word because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
never okay.
But like we've put her on this pedestal, so as
Now
a
she's a
society,
celebrity.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
We're convict.
are we okay?
Are we okay?
I might get canceled for this, and I'm okay with that. But
Yeah.
like, I think she was a victim. I didn't watch any of the movies, don't know enough, but I think she probably convinced her boyfriend to kill her mom,
Yeah.
Probably.
and she served her time.
Yeah. True.
She did her thing.
I-
Hopefully, she's not a threat to society anymore. I hope she's seeing a therapist. Let's be clear about that. But
I
I'm
mean, like, they get parole officers after, right?
Right?
I am following up, maybe.
I'm like, she didn't kill her mom.
I'm
Her
a-
It was
boyfriend
the
did it.
boyfriend.
Like,
I'm a Gypsy Rose stan, so I'm with you on that.
Okay, so we'll
Because-
be supporters. I'll
Yeah.
support you too.
I
I'm,
support
We'll all
her.
support her.
I'm here for her.
Did you guys see the part where she was pulling out
lingerie.
lingerie and just showing the camera like all her lingerie?
But
She
doesn't
was-
it feel like a child?
It does.
Yeah.
It feels like she's 16.
Yes.
And it makes sense. Like she is not fully. She
How old
kind of
is
missed
she?
out. I don't know.
Let's look.
But like, I need to see this reality TV show because she
I
came
know.
out,
Kate-
came out of jail hot, had that
didn't she?
boyfriend.
Will you answer me this?
Yes.
Did you watch the movie?
32.
Did she? She is my age.
She's your age.
Okay. So she got married in prison
Yes.
Yes.
and then has
To
now
Ryan.
divorced this guy and
And
gone
now he's with
back.
Ken. Now she's with Ken.
Who's Ken?
Ken is supposedly her ex-husband. I don't know if I'm
love
wrong.
this
I
for
need to
her.
fact check myself, but she
Also, where's the boyfriend that murdered the mom?
Nicholas, I think he has life in prison. Yeah.
okay.
He was sentenced to life.
So he's staying.
Yeah.
He's locked up.
He's locked up.
But
She's moved on.
yes, and there's a
Twice.
reality TV show now that shows her the dynamic between her, Ryan, her ex-husband, and,
And
then her
Ken.
now Ken.
Oh,
she
the
called-
love triangle.
know. It's
I will
sweet.
say, I mean, talk about a fantastic nose job.
Yeah.
Wait, did she get a no?
She did.
Shut up.
You did not see the before and afters?
No, I need to see. I haven't seen her
pulling
in a
it
minute.
up.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
life changing for her little face.
Yeah.
But like she
and the
actually
the dental
is.
work really helped her out.
I think she could be. I mean, she is. I think. Have you seen her sister? She's pretty.
No, I
Like,
haven't
have
her
you seen
sister.
her dad's side? Like, they're all
Like,
very,
very normal looking.
yes, and I think they're attractive. So, like, I think she's trying to.
Let me see.
Holy cow!
That's a Turkish nose.
That is crazy. You
I
guys
don't
need
think
to
she
look
went to
at this
Turkey,
picture.
but-
yeah. I think she's upping her game because she did come out on a video and said that now she's dating a Chad.
She looks stunning. Yeah.
She
You're
has
just
to
mad
have a
because
PR
I have a
agent.
chat.
She has a manager now.
100%.
There's
Remember,
no way she doesn't. And
remember in
who-
the beginning when she was like, you guys are just jealous that I'm getting that fire
Yes.
D.
Yes.
And we were like,
the like post prison like
yes.
hotel room selfies in the mirror.
No, guys.
She's out.
She's like, I'm free.
I want to know what her PR agent goes
bee
home
is
and
back.
like tells her family. Like, she's probably like, Gypsy did this today. And
Oh, I would pay so much money to interview her manager
know.
without the non what's
'Cause
it
that's
called? The NDA.
The
in
NDA.
place.
Yeah.
That would
It's
be
so
good
crazy.
content.
But
would
we
be
are
hilarious.
Gypsy Rose stands here.
We love
will
her.
say,
I just
yeah.
like want to protect her though.
I know.
Yes.
So part of me is like, please don't ruin her.
Yeah, I
know.
agree.
Let her live a normal life. Like she was robbed of half her life.
Yeah, I just
a
can't.
quarter.
Most of her life, I feel like she was a
Yeah.
victim in the beginning.
I watched the
whole
movie. It
life.
was really
Yeah.
sad. It was really
So
sad.
sad.
Like her mom made her get like a feeding tube,
Oh,
and
well,
she didn't need one.
and told her she couldn't walk. Right? She
Yeah.
was like in a wheelchair.
and they like
Yeah.
pulled her teeth, like crazy stuff. you
That's
know?
where I should watch the movie and maybe this would answer it. But like, how do you get doctors to do that?
I don't know.
Without cause.
She kept switching from doctors to doctors to doctors, and like, I mean, that's just so crazy to me because doctors can see when you go to the doctors, you can see your whole medical records, no matter like they can see who you went to last. You know?
I will say too, Ash, something that's really wild in the hospital that like Jenny, I'm sure you've seen, and I worked on a children's medical unit that saw chronic kids. Parents can really control the health of their children.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like if you're a child told over and over and over again you can't eat, you're not going to be able to eat.
Right.
And the power of the mind, like the number one thing they always told us in the hospital was the thing to look out for the most is when your patient thought they were dying.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you think you are, like your brain kind of controls your body function.
100%.
So she was brainwashed and then essentially her body
Yeah.
caught up.
And that's why children are
wild.
so resilient in the hospital because they say that children have like more pure minds and you know have that.
Yeah,
hope
they're
more.
not as let down. I
Yeah,
know they
versus
don't know all the
adults.
realities, but like,
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's really
So sad.
Sad, yeah.
I feel really sad for her, but I'm really excited to see all. This is probably so shallow, but I'm excited to see all the plastic surgery she gets. No, I'm so excited.
Will she
She's-
end up in
no,
a Skims campaign?
I'm calling it now. Put it on your bingo cards right now before the end of the year.
Gypsy Rose for
Gypsy Rose.
Skims. Oh my
Never
god.
say never.
That is so
Never
funny.
say never.
That's so funny.
Well,
Okay.
All
So-
right. Well, speaking of skincare, let's segue into
Yeah.
summer skincare.
Yeah.
Summer skincare.
so we want to pick Ashley's brain on
Yeah.
what you want skincare treatments to and not to do during the summer.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, especially here in Arizona.
Right.
Yeah,
Right
what
now,
to
it's
avoid
like,
and
what, 104? It's insane. It's
Yeah,
disgusting
and just like
outside.
most people, I
Yeah.
would say are in the sun significantly more in the summer than they are in the winter.
Vacationing,
Yeah.
doing all of the things. Of course, number one thing you're going to want to do 365 days of the year is SPF. If you're only going to pick a couple days, pick the summer because your UV is
Yeah.
higher. You're
Yeah.
spending more time directly outside. Just always use SPF. But talking about things we don't do, we definitely want to avoid IPL. That's my biggest one that I turn people away for. They're like, oh, I just noticed I'm starting to get more freckles. Like, let's zap them away. I'm like, come back in October.
Yeah, give us a little rundown quickly. IPL
Yeah.
stands for an
IPL is a laser that stands for intense pulse laser or intense pulse light. And it helps get rid of reds and browns in the skin. So we're putting photo energy into the skin and it helps lift reds or browns out of the skin
It's
essentially.
also known as the photofacial.
Photofacial,
People
more
call it the
commonly known.
photofacial.
Yeah. And it's great for lifting pigment and helping with redness. It's an awesome laser, but it doesn't react well with heat. I'm already putting energy into the skin. If you go outside and get into it's a big no-no for the summer.
Yeah.
Definitely not doing an IPL over the summer. If you see a med spa in your neighborhood that has IPL on special in the summer, it's because they're slow probably on
Yeah, 'cause
IPL
they
in the
shouldn't be
summer.
doing
and they shouldn't be doing it, especially in Arizona, in my opinion. Other areas, maybe they do it.
And to maximize
Yeah.
your results anyway,
Yeah.
if you go get an IPL to try to get rid of some of your brown and then you're directly going to the pool,
You're still going to get those brown spots back.
it's just going to be worse, right?
Yeah.
It could
And, like,
it can cause hyperpigmentation.
Hypo, it can be so much worse because, like I said, I'm putting energy into the skin with the laser and I'm controlling how much by how many pulses and where I place them. If you go outside or go for a run or go get in a sauna or go get in a hot tub, you're raising your body temperature. And now you can create a burn on your skin that I didn't put there.
Oh, okay.
Because you're raising the temperature of your own tissue and your body already has so much energy in there that it's like, blister. And then you're calling me the next day being like, I got a blister in the sauna. And I'm like, you were in a sauna?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No.
There's already heat delivered.
Yeah, we've got heat delivered. We're leaving it alone. So that's not one I do in the summer. I cut off there. Unless you're someone like me. I peeled myself on the arms like 2 weeks ago because I am a hermit.
Yeah,
I wear driving gloves up to, I'll have to put a picture on the YouTube. I'll put a picture. Literally driving gloves up to my arms when I drive, sunscreen every day, or up to my armpits when I drive, like sunscreen every day. Unless you're that person, I'm not zapping you in the summer.
Yeah.
Another one is most chemical peels. We don't do in the summer because you're peeling away all of your dead skin, all of your pigment, all of these layers of skin. You've got baby fresh skin underneath that's never seen the sun before. Why would you do that in the middle of summer?
That's so interesting. I've never heard that, but that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That, why damage out this fresh skin that you just got?
We just lifted all of that nasty stuff away, especially if you're doing a deeper peel, we love the VI peel or the Perfect Derma peel. Those are fantastic ones. But if you're doing that in the summer and then you're going to go be in the heat and in the sun, it's just
not a good idea.
It doesn't make sense.
Maximize your results.
You're not maximizing your results because you're getting rid of pigment and then you're going to go put more pigment onto brand new, fresh baby skin.
Yeah.
I mean, summer is just not a time to work on pigment then.
It's really not. The best thing to do is to avoid getting more pigment in the summer. And then in the fall and winter, we can work on correcting it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The one peel that they do say is summer safe is Bio Repeel.
That's what I thought.
Which you guys have both tried Bio Repeel, right?
Yeah.
We have it in office. It's really great. It's supposed to be a no peel. You're not going to get flaking or things like that. Personally, most of my patients still get a little flakiness, dryness to them. So I rarely say no peel, but very light peel. Totally fine in the summer.
Okay.
So that's the one that I'm like, if you want to peel, if you feel the need to peel, we'll do that. Then lastly is retinol. That's the only thing that people slow down in the summer. If you're doing a strong, because it makes you sun sensitive.
Interesting.
There's a pretty big difference though between a controlled retinol and people that go home and use tretinoin.
Exactly.
So
That's
if you're
what I was
using
about to say.
0.05 tretinoin, probably ease off.
Probably ease up a little bit. That and hydroquinone, which I'll touch on too. But if you're using a prescription retinol, I would say ease off as your physician says.
Yeah.
I'm using Alpha-Ret by Skin Better.
That's what I use.
I barely ease up in the summer, if at all. Do you guys?
No, I haven't at all.
It's not I feel like Alpha-Ret is one of those products that at first your skin kind of needs time to get used to it. And it's a little stingy. But now that I've used it for so long, I don't feel that as much anymore.
I agree.
I think it's reiterating though. This is something I didn't know and I think is really beneficial is make sure you are doing something to take off your product in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So because I've talked to you about how I'm not great at washing my face in the morning, but I use a toner to at least get off my nighttime skincare.
Right.
So that you're not putting makeup on top of a retinol.
Yeah.
In the day.
Yeah. Because then you've got layers underneath that are there all day. But retinol, of course, by then it's probably absorbed into your skin and taken action and done its thing. But it's also deactivated by the sun.
Yeah.
So I've had patients come in that are like, oh, I do retinol twice a day. And I'm like, you're throwing away half your bottle.
Yeah.
What
don't
are you
waste
doing?
it.
You're wasting it.
That,
No use using it during the day. But if it's prescription, you're going to want to ease off of it in the summer, just as your physician would recommend. But using Alpha-Ret, I don't ease off because it's more gentle. It's a slow releasing retinol. I'm using SPF like crazy. I'm not in the sun much.
No, me too.
I leave it alone.
Either. And I wear enough SPF in the day on my face.
Yeah.
That I'm like, me.
Yeah.
That's my problem. So I feel like there is a misconception with sunscreen. And I noticed this when my fiance had said something that just I got so scared. So I was like, hey, we're in San Francisco. It was really cloudy out. And I was like, we were leaving for the day. We were going to go and I don't know, just do a walk. And I was like, oh, don't forget to put on sunscreen. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, there's no sun. It's cloudy. And I'm like,
immediate ick.
I can't. If
I
you're,
get worse sunburns when it's cloudy, I feel like.
You
even then
still
in the sun.
have to wear sunscreen. If you're not outside, you still have to wear sunscreen. If you are in your house all day, still wear sunscreen. Mm-hmm. Always sunscreen.
Yeah.
Always, especially in Arizona.
For
it's
sure.
not worth the risk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, how do people, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just not a known thing because you think of sunscreen and you're like, you only wear it when you're in the sun. But I used to do that.
Also with Dallas, guys. So not that I'll share a ton of details, but if you have darker skin, brown skin, tan
That
skin,
olive
skin
undertone.
that doesn't burn, like often you think you don't need sunscreen because you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to get a sunburn. Like I can go mow the lawn with my shirt off. Or like if you're a girl and you get tan easy, like, oh, I don't need to put sunscreen on my legs on the boat because I tan, I don't burn. You're still putting yourself at risk for skin cancer. And like that's the number one thing. Like you're still getting sun damage and your skin's still aging if you're not protecting it with SPF.
It's so true.
That's me.
Yeah,
With my body. I'm
it's
not
hard
like that with my
though.
face,
Like
but
you don't
I
think
don't
about
burn.
it.
Like I just get tan. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need sunscreen because I don't burn. But it's a really bad habit, honestly.
Yeah, you gotta
Because
do it.
I almost feel like when you put sunscreen on, you don't tan, and I want to tan, but you still tan with sunscreen on.
You do.
Yeah.
And that gets a good point because I think a lot of the reasons we talk about SPF is like sun damage and anti-aging, right? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of front of mind because we're on the cosmetic side of things.
sure.
But like end of the day, sun damage can lead to skin
Skin
cancer.
cancer.
Like
For
we're
sure.
that's what the big picture is.
Yeah. No,
and of
for
course we
sure.
want to like stay in our niche of anti-aging
Yeah.
and beauty and like gorgeousness and
Yeah.
fun. But like that's what we're really talking about here
Yeah.
when we say sun damage. It's leading towards melanoma and
Yeah.
faces
Skin
all these
cancers that are,
terrible
like,
things.
really bad. And like if you go get on the internet, you'll see girls that have had to have like skin cancers removed on
Yeah.
like faces and necks and chests, and like you're leaving big scars. Like I mean, I'm grateful that we have the technology now to be able to remove those skin cancers, and people aren't, you know, it's not as severe as it used to be, but
Right.
like it's still it's really very unsafe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you guys remember in 2000, I don't know, like 2010, 2012, when we were rubbing Maui Babe all over ourselves in the
Oh,
summer
yeah.
and just tanning outside and using tanning beds and not even thinking about skin cancer?
Yeah. But it's a good reminder also to like
Like,
check
ugh.
your, you know, do a self check, check your
Yeah.
moles.
Yeah.
Just be aware.
Yeah, be
Especially-
aware of anything that's changing on your body because
Yeah.
like it can happen young. Like I have, like I said, friends who are young, like really young, that find skin cancers on their body. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
check it out.
Go to
Yeah.
your derm.
Go to your derm.
Go to your derm.
But a good treatment for the summer, hydrofacial.
Hydrofacial, hydrate like crazy.
It's so
Yeah.
the hydrofacial is so satisfying. Like
Yeah.
if you are looking for that glassy donut glazed skin, hydrofacial is your treatment.
It's like drinking a glass of water after being in the Sahara Desert for a month.
Yes,
really
it is.
It's like that's how satisfied your skin feels after. It's like, oh, thank the heavens
Yeah.
above.
Yeah.
It's sometimes like you wake up, you feel like your skin's just like dull, and you're like, I just need something. And
Yeah.
it's a hydrofacial.
I've had 3 patients just this week say like, oh, I feel just so clogged from sweat and sunscreen and makeup
Sure.
and everything that happens over summer. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh girl, let me suck all that stuff out. Hydrofacial is the best.
I agree.
And it's nice because it's still a treatment. You use some acids in there, some active ingredients. So you're still treating your skin. It's
Yeah.
not just fluff and
No, for
moisturizer.
sure.
It's still a treatment that you can do over summer. And then once we get into cooler months, we can laser away.
I just remember before I was in the industry, I don't know, like I think getting a monthly hydrofacial is so self-care. Like
Yes.
I think it's better than a massage, but I never used to think of it like that. Like it's actual hygiene too, you know? And I feel like a lot of people don't think that. They're like, oh, I get a facial every like quarter, and I don't know. I think it's super important to get like a monthly hydro. It's just
Yeah.
so good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to books.
Yay. Book it up.
So today we are talking about a few different book subjects.
Yes, Ashley's gonna tell us her scary story.
Yeah.
You guys, so I was not, I'm not will be, I'm not a dark romance girly. We can just
We can get it out there. I'm not either.
put that in black and white. I'm
Yeah.
not a dark romance girly. I tried it. It was good prose. It was good
Yeah.
writing. I liked it. But I literally had a nightmare and sleep paralysis from that book.
It's so scary.
I've only had sleep paralysis three times in my life,
Yeah.
and it's terrifying. It
It
always
is.
happens when I wake up and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I have a nightmare, and I'm controlling the nightmare, can't wake up, and I'm trying to scream to have someone wake me up.
so scary.
So what had happened was I was in New York at my friend's apartment, like not even in my own bed, in a weird place. Like
It usually happens outside of your bed though, like when
Yes.
you're not
Yes.
in a safe. Yeah, when
Yeah.
you not that your body's not safe, but when your brain is stressed.
it's just a little stressed.
Yeah.
And I was probably sleep deprived. I took a red eye, like the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm laying there. I wake up from whatever. I go back to sleep and I'm having a dream that I'm in the book. And there was some pretty awful, I won't go into detail, awful things that happened in the book that were now happening to me.
Oh my
and I was
gosh.
like, oh my God. And when you're in sleep paralysis, like your body can't move. And I'm trying to scream for Cody and he's not there. Like I was on a girls trip in New York and Cody's back here in Scottsdale and I'm like screaming Cody to get him to wake me up. Finally, my sister was like, Ashley, what is wrong? And I'm like, oh.
Like you still can't talk though when someone says something to you.
Like once I wake up, I'm fine. But like it's literally like I won't reenact it. But like I'm like trying to scream with your mouth closed. That's how it feels. It takes
you like a minute to like snap out of it.
Oh my gosh, it was awful.
So scary.
So no dark romance.
So it's gonna be a no for me. And for those reasons, I'm out.
That's why we learn our boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah. And like it just is. That's why like you read to fill your cup.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if it doesn't, then like don't do it.
Yeah.
That's why I've like literally never gone down the thriller road.
Yeah.
Ever.
And I will not be.
Because I just can't.
I think that I'm opposite. I think I'm like a mystery thriller girl because
There's got to be one of us.
Yeah.
So
we're holding down the fort.
White
for
Swan
us.
versus Black Swan. Literally.
Last night,
Golden Retriever and
What
Black
did
Cat.
you read?
I stayed up until 2 a.m. I started a book and I finished it all in one sitting. And I will say it is 5 stars for me, the best book I've read so far in 2024.
Ooh.
It's
I'm
called
on the edge of my seat.
Swear on This Life by Renee Carlino. It is.
Can I see the good
Yeah,
ones? I want to see the cover.
I would say it's not as dark. It's not a dark romance, but
Okay.
there are trigger warnings like child abuse, child neglect. It's very, very. If you want to read a book that's going to make you cry, read this book. Like sometimes I feel like I'm in a mood for just like a little bit of a sob, and I'll try to find a book that does that to me.
And it was
and
so
it
good.
was so good. The story is so good. It's very original. I've never seen a plot like this. It's about a girl who had a crazy childhood, and she fell in love with this her childhood friend, and she grows up. They get separated somehow through like foster care, all this stuff, and she walks into her new apartment with her roommate, and her roommate's reading this book, and the book is about her and her childhood, and he wrote it. Yes, and they reconnect.
OMG.
It's crazy.
I love that.
I know.
That's
it's
cool.
like second chance romance, but it's really good. And I have a book hangover today, so yeah.
I thought about it all night.
Yeah.
But it gave you good dreams and not bad dreams.
Yeah, and now I'm ready to go back to like I think I'm gonna start reading an Abby Jimenez book.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're really good.
Yeah.
Ash, you need to read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. We've talked about it now
Yes.
a bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be my
I'm
next read.
75% done. Jenny's finished it, and we're going to talk about it on the podcast.
It's the third one.
I'll read it this
So
weekend.
all of you listeners, if you want to join in on our book club, read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I'm 75% done, and it's already so much better than her other two.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm
it's-
dying to talk about it.
So
And
Every
you
Summer
loved her
After is
other
the
two.
first one, but the one we're reading is This Summer Will Be
Oh,
Different.
sorry. This summer will be. Don't listen to me, guys.
Yes.
This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. If you've read her other two, you'll
Yeah.
be. I mean, like, are you not like booking a flight to Prince Edward Island right now?
I went and got oysters the next day because
Yeah, like you
I'm
can't.
obsessed. So I read
I'm
Every
almost-
Summer After, and I loved Every Summer After. It like held a really special place in my heart. I didn't read Meet Me at the Lake because I heard it sucked. The second book.
I read them all, and I
Did
remember
you
not
like Meet
liking
Me
the
at the Lake?
second one.
Yeah, I
No.
heard the second one was horrible. This third one though is so good.
Okay, I haven't finished it, so I'm right at like where things are
Yeah.
really happening.
We'll probably dive deep into it next episode. But
Yeah.
there's a girl friendship in there that is so good. Like I love romances, but I also love a good girl
I
friendship.
love a
Yeah.
good girl friendship.
Yeah, I do
like it
too.
just warms my heart.
When the female main character is kind of a loner and like doesn't get along with other girls, maybe it's the girls in me. I have a hard time relating sometimes.
You can't
Yes.
connect. You really
Yes.
can't connect. You
No.
know.
That's
And I
why
feel
we
like
love
that's a popular
Tay-Tay so
trope.
much.
Yeah. I think it's a
Yeah.
popular trope to have the girl that's a misfit and then like she finds love, you know.
I agree.
It happens a lot.
It happens
Yeah.
a lot, and
Yeah.
it's always the girl that has a bunch of guy friends, and I just like feel like
Blah.
I don't know, they're not as likable to me.
Well,
agree.
I read this, or I saw this TikTok about This Summer Will Be Different, and it was like the real love story here was Bridget and Lucy. Was it
yeah,
Lucy?
Lucy, mhm.
Yeah, Bridget and Lucy, and not Lucy and Felix.
I just think girl friendships are so special,
I know.
and so yeah.
I
But we're
agree.
all on our contemporary romance kick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about why, for me, I don't know. I told Carly this, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but after reading fantasy, why is it so hard to go back to contemporary romance?
This is my theory on it. There are good contemporary romance books, and there are bad contemporary romance books, and it's there's like a pretty clear divide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And often you're gonna read a bad one.
Yeah.
Or like a
Yeah.
below. I call them like 3.5
3
stars.
Yeah.
Where you're just kind of like, this isn't really doing anything for me. It's a story, and I'm
Yeah.
reading it, and I'm reading this book, and it's fine. But then there's like the 4 and 5 star contemporary reads where you're like, oh, I felt this, and I like loved this.
Yeah.
And
It's like it happened this one summer. That was just like a 3 for me.
Yes. No,
Like,
I think that is
Yeah.
the category. That,
Right?
like, it's
Yeah.
like any like that like Tessa Bailey vibes
Yeah.
for me.
3 stars.
But I love them.
But sometimes I need them.
I'm a little different than you, Jenny, because I can read one after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. I never get sick of them.
Yeah.
Binge of them.
But I know for some people that I think need more plot.
Yes, like I need a twist. I need a turn. I needed the book to
Probably
make
harder
me
for
like
you.
feel something. And I feel like Carly Fortune does that really well because it's very contemporary, but there's still stuff
You would
happening.
love Emily Henry then.
I know. I need to
Yeah.
read her books.
Yeah.
What about, I feel like her and Abby Jimenez, I really want to try.
Yeah, I think you
But
should.
that
I
was
think you'll
hard
like
for me
that.
after Avatar. I was like, why can't I get back into contemporary romance? Like it was so frustrating. And I don't know if it's because in fantasy there's so much stuff always happening and you're using so much imagination.
But that's almost daunting to me.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes up a lot of brain space.
It
So
does.
I'm like,
Exactly.
I'm not
Yeah.
ready to jump back into fantasy because then I have to think again.
I think of like those contemporary romances as like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're bad. You go into it knowing
Yes.
it's bad.
Yeah.
But it's cute and fluffy and fun and you can just turn your brain off and
Yes.
like enjoy.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want to watch Lord of the Rings movies. You know,
Yeah.
like sometimes you want the fantasy world and all of that.
Yeah.
But
That's
agreed,
what
it's
I
a lot of brain
love.
space.
That's why I love all the, genres out
The
there.
little
Yeah.
light fluffy ones.
Yes.
Yeah. I know.
Love it
I
all.
just texted my best friend Sophia and I was like, she doesn't like contemporary romance at all.
Yeah, some people
And
don't.
She
Yeah.
hates it. She like cannot read it. I'm like, what are you reading? And she's like, this is so weird, but historical fiction.
I like historical fiction. But
Yeah.
But I was like,
Yeah.
there's a book by Rebecca Yarros that, what is it called?
In the likely event, it's so good.
No, there's one, a World War II one.
The one with the letters.
Yeah, the
right?
letters.
They wrote letters
Oh,
to each other.
Things We Never Said or something.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
They're both in a war.
Oh, really?
So the other one's in the Afghanistan war.
Got you.
Maybe I should try that.
Good.
Honestly, but I do think that when there's a contemporary romance that has, a little plot and twists and turns and I don't know, even like war based, it kind of gives me a little bit of a dark romance vibe.
Just
and I
more
like it.
a
Yeah.
thicker plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so read up on This Summer Will Be Different so we can talk about it next
Yeah,
week.
we can
Ashley's
talk
going to
next
finish
week.
it. I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
it's a fast read.
So fast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
But I was at like 50% and I'm like, okay, like still need to figure a lot out here. I love that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It always all happens in the last 20%, guys. Always.
Yeah, it's true.
But next week we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yay. Sounds
Yay.
good.
All right.
I can't wait.
Thanks for listening in today, guys.
Yay.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.